for a better day out there, Chris. Huge measuring stick for both these teams as they look to assert their dominance in the OUA.
We're going to get the kickoff here shortly here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Ottawa, TD Place. Going to get the GGs. The first kickoff will be returned by the Lancers. And we're getting set to get underway.
Really been looking forward to this one all week, Chris. It's a huge game in the OUA and another big one down the road in Queens today too, which we'll keep our eye on.
All set to go here, and that's Copeland with the kickoff. Caught at the 10 by Cunningham, who takes it with some speed out past the 30, gets tackled, and a nice return out past the 35-yard line.
Yeah, big return. Nice hole up the middle. Windsor really set that one up nicely, and he saw a lane and hit it. Big gain and a good start for Windsor.
So in comes the first opportunity for the Windsor Lancers to assert their dominance on the offensive end. Joey, what are we looking at here on the Windsor offense?
So Windsor's led by a veteran quarterback in Danny Skeleton. He's going to be looking for his number one receiver, Colby Ginn, out there. And their running back, Joey Zorn. As much as we're going to talk about Amilcar Polk today for the GGs, he is a focal point of this offense.
Man in motion here. Skeleton out of the gun. Hands it off, and we've got our first carry of the contest, just a yard or two.
Yeah, and if the GGs are going to want to stay in this game today, it's going to be that veteran D line in the middle that's going to really have to control the line of scrimmage. Windsor's rushed for a ton of yards through 3 games already, and this GG's front 7 has their hands full today.
And that was Joey Zorn with that first carry, picking up 2 yards, left with 2nd and 8 now. We've got a receiver out, 2 Skeletons left. We've got 3 on his right. They are in motion. Hands off, little screen pass out to the outside, and gets tackled up at about the 46-yard line and ends up going down, and it looks like that may be enough for a first down.
It's going to be real close. It was a great job of tackling by the GG secondary there. They read that play very well. Windsor blocked it up pretty well, but just a better effort by the GG's DBs to really block that one up. Great tackle out there in space by Tolu Ahmed.
And there's the call, the first down call. So first couple of plays, we got a first down here for the Lancers. That was Cunningham picking up about 8 yards on that catch. Skeleton once again. Now we have 2 out wide on the left side, 3 in the slot on the right. Hands it off to Zorn, almost gets tackled in the backfield, makes a man miss, gets a couple of yards, about 5 or 6 here on that nice first down carry.
Yeah, evades E-Man in the backfield, as he is affectionately called by his teammates, and that's 8 on 8, and it just didn't make the tackle in space there. And then a quick gain by Joey Zorn. Like we said, he's going to be a focal point of this offense and picks up a big 7 there.
So 2nd and 3 now as we pass the first couple of minutes here in this first quarter here. Once again, the GG's 2-0 record, number 9 ranked and number 10 ranked Windsor, who are 3-0 on the season here, looking to get some points up on the board here early. Skelton out of the gun, hands it off, trying to make it out right, gets tackled down inside the 55-yard line, about the 54, going to be just short of that first down marker.
Yeah, GG's middle linebacker, Max Charbonneau, did an outstanding job forcing this run to be bounced to the outside. And that was backup running back Chris John, 2 first names out there today. Really didn't have anywhere to go, and Max did a great job tackling him in space.
So we've got the punt team on now. They'll be able to pin the GGs deep in their own territory here. And the snap is good. The kick is out.
Great punt.
Yeah, bouncing, gets it up at the 10, nears the GGs. Makes a couple of defenders miss and out to about the 22-yard line, 21-yard line. So a nice return for what it was.
Yeah, and great job of directional punting. You love to see that in the CFL. Parker lined up into the boundary, and they kicked it to the field and got a great roll and a good return given the circumstance to set this GG offense up.
So now let's talk about the GG's offense. This is their first opportunity. We're looking at Ryan Lecandro once again under center.
Yeah, and his second real start at the OUA level and the U Sports level, and we'll see if he can build on what he's done so far.
Sends his receivers. Drops back to pass. Throws out to his right behind his receiver. That's going to be an incomplete pass as there was a bit of a juggle there. Attempt and Malenfant not able to come up with it.
Yeah, good route run by Malenfant. Ball just a little behind him. I like the decision to try and get the quarterback going early, get a quick, easy completion. Just missed his spot and kind of puts the team behind the 8 ball here now.
So looking at 2nd and 10 now and see if they're going to be able to pick up that first down. They are pretty deep into their own territory now. 11 minutes and 20 seconds left in this first half. Still, of course, scoreless. Lecandro sends receivers. Backs up 3 steps. A nice open pass. Nice. Picking up about 17 yards there. That's Noah Avery, his tight end.
Yeah, great job of just finding the soft spot in the zone. Not something we're used to seeing from Windsor, where they aren't able to get pressure. They lead the nation in sacks, and the O-line did a great job giving Lecandro time there to find his receiver.
That was one thing I noticed in the season opener when Lecandro came in. Avery was that nice soft target to kind of get him into the groove, and see if we see a little bit more of that here today.
Always great to have a security blanket out there, and when you have a big target like Avery, it helps.
And here's the handoff to Polk, and he finds a hole and picks up the first down on his own.
Well, that's something we're used to seeing at this point in the GG season is Polk just finding a hole and hitting it, and he did a great job of that there.
And he's had a really big start to this season, too.
Yeah, 45 carries already through 2 games. Just a true workhorse for a guy that was a backup last year and is really taking his starting role and running with it, pun intended.
Yeah, averaging 166.5 yards a game through his first 2 contests. Big start to the season. See if he can continue that going here. We've got Polk in the backfield now. And a flag down, and that's
a backwards pass. Ooh.
And out of bounds, but we do have a couple of flags down.
That's a dangerous throw from Lecandro. That's a backwards pass, and that should be out of bounds at the 39.
So we'll see what comes out of these. The call from the referee here.
It looks like it was offside called on Ottawa, and they are declining it.
So as they just sort this out here, what can we expect more from the GG's offense now here? Just as we move forward, we've only had 2 games. They're coming off a bye week. A lot of chance to talk about some things and work out some kinks. So what can we expect from this team?
I think you're going to see the continued growth of Ryan Lecandro. He's only had 2 games, so they've really had to lean on this running game. And as they do that, it's going to open things up for him, like we saw on that 2nd down throw where teams are focused on Polk and the run game. And I think you're going to see just him continue to grow.
So we're looking at 1st and 5 now. And there's the handoff to Polk, who finds some space out through the right side and picks up about 8 yards.
Polk made the defender miss in the phone booth, as we say in the football world. He put a great move on him and just danced for a first down. What a great run.
There's a reason he was drafted in the CFL last year.
Yeah, hometown pick for the Ottawa Red Blacks, and he'll look to have a great career up there when he's done playing here and setting all kinds of records for the GG.
Looking at 1st down now. Lecandro, once again, out of the gun. Steps back, takes 2 steps, throws to his left. Got Avery open down the seam into deep in Lancer's territory. Great throw.
Unbelievable throw. Just feathered it over the 2nd level defender, and you got to give credit to his fullback back there, number 29, Charles Aslen, who picked up a blitz off the edge and gave him time to throw that ball. GG's doing a great job protecting their young quarterback right now.
So this is a great start for the GGs now. They've had a couple of nice completions, making their way down the field, and now on the 16-yard line and looking to pose a threat to the end zone.
This is not something we're used to seeing Windsor do. They haven't given up a lot of explosive plays, and they haven't gotten pressure, so the GG's doing a great job to start the game.
Once again, a handoff to Polk, works around the left side, trying to work around his blocker, and does he make it? He does, gets into the end zone. Great finish. That's a touchdown, Amilcar Polk.
That is the definition of a patient run. He just waited for Maxime Malenfant to set his block, read his hips, cut off his butt, and went right into the end zone. What a great run. Look at this replay here. Following 63 out there in space. Malenfant makes a block at the end. Oh, that was a great run. That's teach tape.
Yeah, and that's just exactly what you're looking for too. Just follow, don't go too quickly. Follow your blocker, and they'll get you to where you need to go.
Yeah, it's a veteran run. You see a lot of young guys down there. They'll they'll be overly aggressive and they'll actually run into that block. And Amilcar did a great job there.
Extra point is good for Campbell Fair and makes it an early 7-0 lead for the GGs.
Yeah, ideal start for the GGs. Really get a stop on defense. You're pinned back in your own end and you're able to march the ball down the field 90 yards. Big touchdown drive for the GGs.
And that's huge when you think that they, 2 weeks ago against Toronto, 5 field goals.
Yeah.
That was the extent of their offense. So you can really see that they've made some adjustments. And really, this was one of the best drives I've seen them in a long time.
Yeah, and you expect that. You've had 2 weeks to prepare with the bye week. You should really be able to do that on your first drive. Everything should be scripted. You should know where you're going with the ball. You should know what the defense is going to give you. Just a really good job by Marcel Belfay and first-year offense coordinator Vincent Campbell to put this team in a really good starting position.
So now the GG's operating with a lead. Still early, still not even halfway through the first quarter here. Copeland's getting set to kick this one off from their own 45-yard line. We've got Mumbo and Cunningham deep in their own territory, set for the return.
See if the GGs kick again to Mumbo or if they elect not to after that great first return.
And the kick is off, and once again, this one does go to Cunningham. Gets it on his 5-yard line, gets some speed out past the 25, bumps off a defender, hits to the outside, and he's going to go all the way to about the 46-yard line. That's a great return from Cunningham.
Cunningham was about to hit the same hole, and the GGs actually blocked it up and were there in a lot better space than they were on the play on the first return. However, Cunningham used his own defender as a pinball, basically, and just cut it to the outside. Showed some great speed there, too.
Yeah, and that's the importance of field position now here, too. Get to start on, as we're seeing, on the 47-yard line, so not as long of a way to go. And here's Skelton, hands it off to Zorn, takes it out the left side. Still behind the line of scrimmage, gets tackled by a couple of GGs for a loss of about 1.
GG's D-line is doing a great job keying on these runs. Kevin Anderson absolutely strings this out. He probably should have got a holding call here on the outside edge. Did a great job stringing the run out, and Max Charbonneau just Johnny on the spot for another tackle in the backfield.
And I saw what you were talking about with that hold, but just following the play comes back to you, you make a play.
Yeah, you just strong, hold your ground, and string the run out like that. It's a great start for the GG's D-line. They're going to be tested today.
So Skelton now 2nd and long, 11 yards to go for that first down. Looking left, and he throws it, finds a receiver past the first down marker. Great play, picks up 14.
Yeah, that's a really tight window he just fed that ball into. I didn't see anything open there. And then Shane Johnson just pops open on a quick little in route. Really nice throw, impressive throw from Danny Skeleton.
Yeah, great second down play. You know you got to go deep. You're 2nd and long. And now they're into GG's territory on the 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, like you said, doesn't take much when you get great starting field position to get on your opponent's side of the field.
Skelton hands it off. Once again, here's Zorn, but this time he powers through and picks up about 7.
Yep, they decided they're going to test the interior of this defensive line instead of trying to string it out, as the last 2 outside runs haven't worked. But Max Charbonneau right there again to meet him in the hole, got off his block and made a good tackle in the middle of that defense.
You can just tell that the way that Zorn just carries the ball, that he's built to just go through the interior.
He's got that Mercer Timmins, Jesse Lumsden downhill run style. He doesn't want to have to go east-west, just give it the ball north-south and he'll take bodies with him.
So 2nd and 3, a much more manageable second down now. They do hand it off to Zorn again, and again, right through the heart of the defense, picks up 8. That's an easy first down.
Yeah, this is the chess match you play as an offense coordinator with Joe Cercelli and your defensive coordinator for the GGs, JV Posiadet. You got to figure out where the weakness is, and the Windsor seems to have found it the last 2 plays, and they're going right up the middle.
So 1st and 10 now on the 36-yard line. You're really getting into field goal range here, but you're looking at the end zone now. On the 36, 5.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. First down for Skelton and the Lancers. This time he drops back to pass, throws it to the end zone, and a beautiful pass. Touchdown, Lancers.
Wow, what a great route and a great ball. GG's still down. That's a little concerning. Great catch by Shane Johnson. He's had 2 on this drive.
And just rolling through a go route on the left side and just beat his defender. And that was just great throwing and catching right there.
Danny Skeleton just dropped it in over the top. GGs were in a zone defense. You have to pick up that number 1 to the outside out there for Crookshank and just over the top. What a catch. Wow.
And a nice catch, too, kind of just working his body around. He's looking right. He's going to kind of have to turn around for his left. Great catch.
Yeah, he got away with a little bit of a push off there, but he did a great job just stacking. We call it stacking the defender, where he gets on top of him, and just a really great route overall.
So we've got a touchdown for each of the sides here. We're going to take a quick pause as we've got a down defender. We'll be back in a quick moment here on OUA.TV. And we're back here on OUA.TV for the extra point, which is good here for the Lancers. So we've got a tie ball game, 7-7, 5:23 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, what a great first quarter it's been. Both teams kind of showing you that their offenses are ready to go. I haven't seen the pressure from the Windsor Lancers yet that it was advertised, so we'll see if they start to dial it up here, but GG's have done a great job protecting their young quarterback so far. There's,
of course, still lots of football to go, but we could be in for maybe a high-scoring affair.
Yeah, which is surprising given the scores these teams have put up in their first few games. They've definitely been defensive-minded teams on both sides. So just really exciting OUA football to get started here.
So we've got the kickoff here for the Lancers now. This is James Parker getting set. And the kick is off. So deep in territory for the GGs here. Picks it up on his own 3. And looks like Aslan will bring it out to about the 21-yard line. So GGs will start pretty much exactly where they started that first drive.
It was a really strong kickoff with good hang time, and Charles Aslan did not have much room to maneuver with there. Took what he could get. The return was just well covered. And good tackle in open space by the Windsor Lancers here.
So how do you take this first drive for the GGs and now recreate it now in the second drive? Because you're looking to do a little bit more of the same, a little bit different. So what's kind of the plan here?
You've got to adjust to what they did, right? They didn't bring pressure. Polk had some really nice running lanes, so they're going to, I think, try and work maybe a little play action here, try and keep those safeties up, and Polk's just going to continue to do this. Get stuffed on this one.
Of course, stuffed for no gain, so we'll be looking at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, again, Gigi's trying to, poke and prod this defense and see where the weakness is, and this time they just got stuffed up the middle. Good run stop by 91 and 99 for the Lancers.
So 2nd and long here for Lecandro. Trying to get another good drive going here, but they'll need to make something happen here.
And this is where Windsor's going to look to bring a lot of pressure. They've got 7 man up right now. Looks like they might bring the house.
So we'll see if Leandro can get something out quickly. He does. Took a bit of a licking at the end, but just outside the outstretched arms of Avery, and we're going to get a punt.
Just missed Avery. Had him on the quick slant, the hot route as we like to call it, just out in front of him, which is surprising because it's a big body with a big catch radius. I'm sure Leandro would like to have that one back.
Yeah, and he had him in some space, and he had Avery. He was having him in motion. He could have gone quite a while there, but
yeah, that's a cover zero beater, and there's nobody in the middle of the field. If you get across the face of that defender, you're usually running for until the cows come home.
So a good solid punt here. Caught on his own 40 here. And just picking up a couple yards on the return. So Lancers will get some nice field position on their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, excellent hang time on that punt. If you were the returner, you just felt like it was hanging up there forever. You could see he was getting antsy with his feet at the end here. And just a great cover job by the GGs. A nice tackle in open space by number 33. Mark Rondeau with the tackle.
So 1st and 10 now, looking for Windsor on their own 46-yard line. Windsor in their white jerseys with blue pants going left to right on your screen. And the handoff. Picking up a couple of yards here. I think this was John again, the backup running back.
Yeah, just a change of pace out there. Not quite the same speed, but trying to test the outside again. And once again, just really hasn't worked for Windsor to go outside the tackles. Look who it is again. Oh, that was Hildebrand coming off his block. Nice play by the D lineman.
So here's where the GGs would really like to make a stop now. 2nd and 9. You've got them where you want them in as a defense, and Skelton will see what he can do now. Sends his receivers. He's got 4 on the left, but he's looking right. He throws right. Johnson once again up to about the 53-yard line, so short of a first down. And it looks like the punt team is coming on.
Yeah, my apologies earlier to Danny Skelton. I was calling him Skeleton. I put an extra E in his name. That was the first ball I would say is inaccurate on his part. He had the first down. If he throws that a little higher and Shane Johnson doesn't have to go to his knees and catch it. Obviously, OUA rules, as soon as you're on your knees, the ball is dead for player safety. If he puts that ball on him, I think you're still driving right now.
Yeah, you have some chance to make a defender miss, to fall forward, and 3rd and 2, only 2 yards to go. But now here comes the punt team. And a nice wobbly punt that goes right out of bounds around 13-yard line, 12-yard line, excuse me. So a nice solid punt. We've had a couple of good ones here on special teams here for the Lancers.
2 great punts so far out of the Lancers, really working their special teams and not giving the GGs any chance to really return the ball to this point.
So in comes the GG's offense once again. Again, this game is tied, a little less than 2.5 to go in this first quarter, and pinned deep on their own 12-yard line.
Yeah, Chris, I think you might have jinxed it. You said we might have a high-scoring game, and then we went 2 and out on back-to-back possessions.
It's the commentator's curse of death. I mean,
sure is. Corner blitz.
And a nice handoff here, and they've got some space. And here comes the GGs, and picking up about 13 yards.
Little inside sweep from Max Malafont. He did a great job just reading his blocks. Did a nice cutback on a bit of a wide receiver counter almost.
And it's always a nice play to get the drive started, get it going off on a good foot, and pick up 13, 14 yards, and now you're in a little bit better territory where you feel a little bit more comfortable now with some more happening. Leandro looks down the field, fakes out, throws it to his right, and there's going to be a tackle for loss. About a yard loss on that attempt.
Yeah, Leandro's looking around. He doesn't like any of his downfield options. The receiver's got a little too bunched, so he just goes to his outlet in the flat, which is Jonathan Fournier. Just nothing there for him after the tackle, and can I go into a 2nd and long again for the GGs.
So now 2nd and 11. Leandro 3 on his right. He's got 2 on the left. Poke in the backfield.
Windsor bringing pressure again. Oh,
And he had him open there, but not able to make that pass. Malenfant just a little bit beyond where that ball headed.
Yeah, again, the pressure from Windsor. They gave a different look this time, second and long. Last time they brought 7. This time it was a 3-by-3 look, and they ended up bringing 2 off the edge. So they just brought a different pressure. Lacandro read it well, just couldn't quite get enough on the throw to Malenfant.
Almost looked a little wobbly too.
Yeah, definitely. He's had a couple of those with the pressure in his face where the ball's not coming out as clean as you would like it.
So we've got the punt off now. Corralled on their own 36-yard line. Trying to find somewhere to go is Talbot. And we've got a late flag coming out by one of the referees.
That was another excellent special teams play by number 33, Mark Rondeau. He was down there first and actually threw the returner backwards and gave his teammates enough time to come up and help him string that out and make that play.
So we're just getting some conversations between the Windsor sideline and the referees, because it looks like Windsor is coming back a little bit deeper into their own territory here.
It looks like head coach John Paul Cercelli is looking for a little bit of an explanation. It's a penalties, isn't it? Well, that sure negates a great job on special teams.
Yeah, so this is a huge couple of penalties there. We don't have to take a look at the live stats and see what happened here, but that's on the 43-yard line of the GG, so there's a 30-yard swing. Huge play here, and we've got Skelton now in the GG's territory, out with the pass, gets about 8 yards, and that is Nick Reyes.
And that's a great route combination where the inside receiver actually runs a bit of a rub route to give Reyes time to catch that ball and cut underneath. That's a really tough concept for the DBs out in space to work against.
So 2nd and 2 now. And this is likely going to be the last play of this first quarter because our time is at the zeros. So 2nd and 2, Skelton now. Hands it off to Zorn, who was going east-west but turned it north-south, and looks like they're going to be just marked short of that first down marker, probably looking at 3rd and 1.
Yeah, a long one too. That's a full yard, if not a little bit more. That's, again, just a great job by the interior of that GG's defensive line. When Zorn's trying to go east-west, it's not a great day for him right now.
Yeah, so 3rd and a long one. We'll get the quick break here. Coaches will be able to talk about what they'd like to do. We will be back here in a moment on OUA.TV. And we're back here for the second quarter action. We've got 3rd down and 1. And the Lancers are going for it, and they're going to get it. As he picks up about 3 yards there on the carry.
Great job by the backup quarterback, Nick Domovsky, of finding space on that left side. It didn't look great at first, but his O-line just started moving people.
Big play, probably the right call. 3rd and 1 on about the 30-yard line.
The analytics crew loves that play.
Yes. So now we're looking at 1st and 10 on the 27. Second quarter action here. Now Lancers going right to left on your screen. GG's playing defense left to right. Skelton under some pressure. And there's what looks like potentially a drop there from Colby Ginn.
Yeah, it is a little play action pass. Max Charbonneau read that really well and closed in a hurry on Skelton. Made him throw that ball early. Couldn't get it out to his #1 receiver there.
That's the importance of a D-line, getting pressure. You make the quarterback think.
Absolutely, and Max did a really good job here. He wasn't fooled by the play fake, and they just couldn't complete the pass.
So 2nd down, a full 10 yards now. As this game is tied, Lancers looking to get some more points up on the board on their 27-yard line of the GGs. Skelton takes off, gets tackled from behind by a GG.
Kevin Anderson.
Does not have enough for a 1st down.
Great pressure and pursuit from Kevin Anderson. He came off the right edge there, got a great rush on the right tackle. Danny Skelton has to run for his life. What a great play by Kevin Anderson. That's exactly what you want out of your starting defensive end on 2nd and long.
Yeah, and you'll take the 5 yards, though, if you're Lancers. Better than a sack at this point of the game. And you're going to put yourself up for about a 35-yard field goal. Although, looks like that one's coming back 5 yards now. Because we got a flag.
Too many men, I believe, was the call against the Windsor Lancers.
Yeah.
It's a really good football play by Danny Skelton to realize there's pressure there and know he can't take the sack there. You see a lot of quarterbacks there would panic and go backwards, and he was smart enough to see a lane and get going forwards to give his team a chance at a field goal, which is longer now.
So now it's about a 35-yard field goal. Brady Litster. Hold looks good. And the kick is good. So the Lancers take a 10-7 lead.
Yeah, and great kick from 35, had lots of leg on it. The wind has picked up a little bit at field level since I got here this morning. A little bit of wind behind him there now. Big Canada flag is moving. Wasn't earlier, so wind-assisted field goal we'll call that one.
Yeah.
I liked what I saw from the GGs on that defensive possession on that. Both of those 2nd and longs, they didn't feel the need to bring pressure. They're very comfortable with their DBs and coverage against this Windsor group of receivers. And their front 7 and front 4 were able to get pressure on both of those plays. Really, really impressive group out there right now.
Yeah, now it's the offense's turn. They'll take it from the 35 after that field goal. And here's Lecandro. Hands it off to Polk, who's got nowhere to go except down behind the line of scrimmage. About 3 yards of a loss right there.
So this is what you don't want to see if you're a GG's fan. Windsor has decided they don't think Lecandro can beat them with their arm. They brought 3 extra defenders on a blitz there on 1st down, which is a little scary if you're a GG's fan. And there was just nothing Amilcar Polk could do there.
And that's a huge part of this GG's offense, is what we've seen the first 2 weeks is Polk is going to run it and pick up 1st downs and pick up chunk change. And now we're going to see if Lecandro's arm can pick up some chump change here. So now the throws to his left, and that's a bit of a drop there, but it wasn't going anywhere anyways.
Yeah, and again, Windsor just content to rush 3 there and saying, Lecandro, if you can find an open receiver and zip one in, we'll give it to you. Didn't like what he saw downfield, tried to check it down, and a really good close and tackle by number 13 on Windsor, Sam Fadia.
So that's a great couple of plays here from the Lancers defense, and they'll be able to get this punt return and maybe get some good field position on their own part here.
Yet another big punt.
Oh, and that's going to be great field position as the snap goes over the punter's head. And that's going to be on the 9-yard line for the GGs as the Lancers recover.
Yeah, Desmond Pelton just put a little extra zip on that one as the long snapper. And Zachary Copeland couldn't quite handle it back there. Didn't dive on it either. Tough turn of events for the GGs.
Yeah, people always say the long snapper is one of the easiest positions in football, but it can go very wrong.
You only say the long snapper's name when things go poorly, so not great if you're the long snapper.
And this is a huge opportunity now for the Lancers. Great field position, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. You have to think that, of course, they're looking touchdown, but they're thinking that it's touchdown or bust here. And he hands it off to John, who's going out to the outside. We do get a flag. He gets into the end zone, but we're going to see what this whistle...
I think this one's coming back. Again, the GGs do a really good job of stringing the run out. Max Charbonneau again, he's there. He just couldn't bring down 36 John. He's a big boy running out there.
Yeah, we'll see the replay here.
Right there. I think it's on 65.
Yeah, I would say so too. But that was a nice, strong run from John to get into the end zone. But now we'll see if they're going to have to do it again because it's going to be 1st and 18.
Again, this GG's front four is just doing a really good job of clogging up lanes and making this Windsor offensive line really work.
The ref picks up their flag. We've got a GG down in the end zone, so we'll just take a quick break here and be back shortly on OUA.TV. Back here on OUA.TV at TD Place as the Lancers are up on the GGs, 10-7. And now deep in GG's territory. A penalty knocked them back. Their 1st and goal from the 18. Skelton hands it off. And we've got a run out to the left side. They pick up about 8 yards there.
Kevin Anderson is all over this field right now. Him and Max Charbonneau are the heart and soul of this defense. He strings that out from his defensive end position step for step with Joey Zorn until about the numbers on the outside of the numbers.
And Zorn was able to make it to about the 10-yard line. He was looking for maybe a late hit. Didn't see too much of it on the replay, but nonetheless, a 2nd and 10 now. Lancers another opportunity to get into the end zone. Skelton looks and throws to his left. He's got a man open, but underthrown, but we do get a flag.
It's a tough one for the DB. The ball's underthrown, you're trying to make up ground, and the receiver just jumps back into you. They're almost taught to do this nowadays. It's just an impossible coverage.
You know, an underthrow almost becomes a pass interference call sometimes.
Yeah.
That's just how it is because you're turning back into the defender and there's just nothing that they can do.
Yeah, and it's a little catch-22 with the new way that they're teaching DBs how to play coverage, where you're not turning and looking for the ball, you're trying to play through his hands. You know, if 23 is able to turn and locate the ball there as kind of the old school method of playing DB, He's probably able to almost pick that off, but you're taught now to just play the receiver's hands. That's a really, really tough play for Eric Cumberbatch.
So now 1st and 1. And they run it into the end zone. A touchdown, Lancers.
Yeah, and the GGs really didn't help themselves on this play, on this particular drive. And we're going to have to talk about it the next time they come out. They're down 2 starting DBs at this point. We just saw Harnor Diwali go down there, and we saw Eli Crookshank go down on the last touchdown drive for Windsor. So this is going to be a very, very interesting matchup the rest of the way to see how defensive coordinator JV Posey Audette lines up his DBs. He's going to have to move some pieces around.
Yeah, some big adjustments will need to be made now, but first we've got the extra point for the Lancers, who boots it through, and it's 17-17, or actually knocked it right off the car.
Extra points. Shout out to Subaru. Fun fact, Lewis Ward has fully dented that car multiple times.
I believe that.
Games.
Yeah, I believe that.
To the point where I believe they had to change it one year because it was so dented out.
Well, you'd think they'd maybe just put something, maybe a little protection on top of it,
Yeah,
or a fence or something,
Time for a big answer if you're a GG's fan watching this broadcast.
Yeah, you really need one too, because now you start off with that beautiful drive, and you've done very little since, and now Windsor have put up 17 unanswered points of their own. So you kind of feel like you need to stop the bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, that first drive was fully scripted. You knew what you were doing. You've had time to work on it. Now, how does first-year offensive coordinator Vincent Campbell and head coach Marcel Belfay adjust to what Patrick Donovan, the defensive coordinator, is doing for them, doing against them? Oh, the ball come out?
And we get a flag as well, so a lot happening on that play. First of all, it was just tough because Asselin wasn't able to corral that on the instant and had to kind of catch it going backwards.
No, it was a very line drive kick, and he didn't read it very well, didn't get over, and then he ended up having to take it out of his end zone and got flattened by number 50 on the return team, Jason Rashati.
So ball is coming back now. So we talked about the DG's offense needing to make something happen. They're going to have to make it happen from deep in their own territory.
Goodness, down to the
that is the 1 yard line. Wow.
So there must have been a holding on the player blocking 50 when he made that tackle. Holy smokes. Okay, not a great start.
Yeah, this is a very rough start here. So we've got 1st down and 10. They got to go the full length of the field here. Lecandro. And they hand it off to Polk, who's got to get it out of the end zone, at least picks up about 2 yards. So they've got a little bit more breathing room here on 2nd down.
Yeah, Windsor's just ready for that play. They've seen that motion a few times already today where Malafont comes underneath to make a block, and they're just beating them up front, 91 and 99. Just keep making plays for Windsor in the middle of that defense. And this is not where you want to be if you're the GGs. We'll see if Pat Donovan elects to bring pressure, if he drops back in coverage again and gives his D-line time to come and try and get home.
Yeah, you kind of have the playbook wide open here on defense. You can't really do much wrong here because you can do so many things.
Yeah, this is where you tell your DNs to pin their ears back because there's nothing between you and that quarterback but one offensive tackle, and they're bringing pressure again.
And Lecandro was able to sneak out, and does he get out of the end zone? We'll see what they call, and we're getting one call as a safety.
Yeah, that was really close. It was very close, similar to the play last night in the NFL game where the ball landed right on the goal line, and I don't think he got all the way out. That was just really great pressure from the Windsor Lancers defensive line.
And we're going to watch it again on the replay here. That's number 99. That's Mufta Ageli. Great play, and the flex after there.
Just a great job getting off his block. You're the center of that defensive line. He's playing nose tackle. You just wait, and you just wait for that guy to come open it, and you make a tackle. What a great play.
And so that's a huge we chalked this one up, these 2 points. That's because of that penalty.
Yeah, special teams can really hurt you in the Canadian game, and we saw it right there. Aslam wasn't ready for the return. It really screws up your blockers when you aren't able to field the kickoff cleanly. Got a holding penalty, and it's just all downhill from there. But again, we're seeing this GG's offense become one-directional. Run on first down, get hard pass rush on second down. They're not able to do a lot. You're going to have to make some adjustments in this second quarter and as they go into the half.
Yeah, about 9 minutes left in the second quarter now, and Lancers on offense once again. Skelton trying to extend the lead, rolls out to his right, throws out and into some pressure, almost intercepted, but all got bounced in the air, and that's going to be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that's really the first time we've seen Skelton, I don't want to say make a bad decision, but be greedy. He had a couple underneath throws there where he could have just picked up 8-10 yards, and he elects for the third level throw, which was a terrible throw when you look at it. It was triple coverage out there. Although we have another GGDB down. That was the DB, I think that was Kevin Victome, or it might be Eric Cumberbatch.
I think it's Patrick Cumberbatch.
It's
I think
Patrick
it was number
Cumberbatch?
27.
Okay.
So this is very tough though, and you were mentioning it before, all the DBs that are out now, and how does that affect, you know, your defensive coordinator calling plays and your players now maybe stepping up into positions that they weren't expecting or prepared for? Just how does that change the atmosphere of the game?
It just changes some of what you're comfortable calling, because some guys might not be used to playing certain coverages in certain positions. They're not used to communicating with the guy that they're talking to. You know, it's really important when you're playing DB, especially with the amount of zone coverage they're playing today, that you're able to talk to the guy next to you, tell him what you see, tell him what's coming. And now you're moving guys around. They're looking at things and they're seeing it in different ways that their eyes aren't used to. And it probably changes the comfort level for JV a little bit on what he's willing to call. And he's going to have different guys out there. It just gets a little, you can't be as complex. And with a quarterback like Skelton, it's going to make it easier for him to pick things apart.
So we're going to be looking at 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line now. The Lancers once again going right to left on your screen.
I think that was a little bit of a friendly fire hit there on Mr. Cumberbatch when he went to pick the ball off. Yeah,
moving off the field a little gingerly, but walking off under his own power. Always good to see.
Yeah, you like to see that, especially with the fact that they are just dropping like flies in the secondary right now. Big second down play here for the GG. See if they bring pressure. If they drop back in zone, we'll see what they look to do here. The other thing I'll say right now is we're not seeing a ton of energy out of the GG sideline. They're all kind of standing back. You can see it on the broadcast at some point. It's a layer of coaches and then a layer of players. The guys need to get a little more fired up and supporting their guys down there.
Well, we'll see if they can make a stop here on 2nd and 10. Skelton throws it, and we are not going to get that stop. A nice completion for about 12 yards, and that's going to be a first down here for the Lancers.
It's a really nice throw by Skelton. He's got pressure in his face. He got walloped off the edge there again. Our DNs are doing a great job of getting pressure, but he just got the ball out. It was a little wobbly, but got there with plenty of time. And again, got a fresh DB out there in Ayman El Asiri, who just couldn't get there in time.
And that was Daniel Thrasher with the pickup here. Nice recovery to come back to the ball a little bit. And we've got 1st and 10 now from the 46-yard line. Skelton hands it off to John, who picks up about a yard or so, maybe 2 with that extra effort.
Big body just falling forward, churning his legs for extra yards. Thrasher, though, hey? All-time last name right there.
Second down and 8 now. We're looking at about halfway through this second quarter here at TD Place. The 2-0 GGs against the 3-0 Lancers. Big game today.
Haven't seen any of Zorn on this drive. And have to take a look on their sideline and see if he's got his helmet or not.
Skelton drops back. He's got some pressure. And a nice completion made to about the 46-yard line. And that's Giovanni Cunningham.
Yeah, and again, it's on Ayman El Asiri, and he just was a half step late there. It looked like he could have knocked that ball out. Just a half second of hesitation on his part.
And that was a beautiful throw and catch right there. You could see the beautiful spiral on that replay right there. And Skelton now moving this Windsor team down the field.
All right, Zorn's back in.
Yeah, nothing to worry about there.
False alarm.
Zorn in the backfield, and he gets the handoff here. Gets stopped for, looks like no gain, and we'll be looking at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, GG's loaded the box there. They were ready for the run. They had, I think, 8 guys in the box, if I counted correctly. They were fully sold out to the run there, and it was not a good run look for the Windsor Lancers.
So we'll see what they do here on 2nd and 10. They've made a couple of nice plays back-to-back here on 2nd and long. A couple of nice throws, one to Cunningham, one to Thrasher. So we'll see if they can do 3rd time's the charm here for Skelton.
Yeah, you wonder if the GGs are going to dial up some pressure, but they look content to sit in zone again and see if Skelton can pick them apart.
Yeah, Skelton lots of time, and looks like that's going to be a completed pass to his receiver who is on the ground, but we're getting a couple of GGs say no catch.
That was an impressive catch if he hauled that in, because he fell down completely. Yeah. Turf Monster got him.
See it on the replay here, and it looks like...
That's a catch.
Yeah, catch here.
That's a tough one. Oh, again, the zoom in.
Look at the zoom-in feature here. And yeah, it looks good to me.
Yeah. Again, they're just sitting back and allowing Skelton to pick them apart right now. You almost want to see a little bit of a change of pace and bring some pressure, but with those young and inexperienced DBs out there right now, it's hard for JV to do that.
And that was Cunningham on the catch. Here's Christopher John making a couple of defenders miss. Whoa. Gets walloped in midair, but still picks up about 9 yards.
Nail meat hammer. Holy smokes. That's the first time we've seen a little bit of shiftiness from Chris John, where he made a couple defenders miss in a box. There's 3 guys that had a shot at him there. Wow, what a run.
It's almost straight out of the WWE right there, you know, that sideways going. We've got, although that on the other side of that, we've got a defender down on the GGs, likely took a big hit there. So we'll be back in a moment here on OUA.TV. Second down. We've got a full yard here to go, so John was not able to pick up the first down on that first carry, but they're going to pick it up here. And that's Zorn taking it out of bounds, picking up a few, and they'll be looking at 1st and 10 now.
Yeah, ran about 40 yards to get a yard. Beauty of the CFL-sized field, and Max Charbonneau again just following in pursuit, chasing him down. That's a pretty good play, and they're not giving Zorn much to the outside today. It's one of the bright spots for the GG's defense right now.
Yeah, ball's on the 17, so that was about a 5-yard carry here, and First and 10 now on the 17. Windsor looking to really extend this lead, already at 12 points. They've got 19 unanswered. Skelton sends his receivers right, but they're going to fake the handoff.
Oh, wide open.
Throws it on the run. Wide open receiver. And a touchdown.
Wow, what a play.
It's tough to see for the GGs because this is not how last year went for them, right? I mean, the GGs won both their head-to-head meetings.
Yep.
So you like to keep that momentum going, but Windsor really putting a beating on them right now.
Yeah, they're in a pretty good groove offensively with their play calling. Defensively, it's been pretty easy for Windsor. GGs have got a little one-dimensional, a little predictable. Yeah, like I said, time to go back to the drawing board, both sides of the ball, and come up with some new ideas.
So a little less than 4 minutes to go in this second quarter. GGs will be liking to get something going, at least as they head into halftime. You'd like to see them put some points up on the board, or at least get a nice drive going to get them some confidence.
Yeah, and you know what? You can start it right here with a big kick return. Your last one didn't go the way you wanted, but you can sure ignite a bench and an offense with a big kick return. So look for Charles Aslan to try and do something impressive with this one.
Yeah, Aslan deep in his own territory alongside, I believe that's Kamara. And the kick is off to Aslan from his own 5-yard line. Working to his left and scrounges about 17 yards, and they're on the 22-yard line.
Got to give a shout on special teams when it's due. That's 50 for Windsor again. Jason Rashadi, it's 2 in a row where he's made unblocked tackles on kickoff, and you know, for the next level, that's what you really like to see if you're a CFL scout, is those guys that'll fly down and make big tackles in open space.
So first down and 10 now. GG's in their garnet uniforms, white trim, left to right here on your screen at TD Place on their own 22-yard line, trying to make something happen. Here's Lacandro. Fakes the handoff to Polk, and that gets intercepted by the Lancers. That is number 30, Sal Rapkopika.
Well, the GGs tried to change it up there. They didn't run the ball. They went with a little play action, and Lacandro just led Avery a little too far inside and brought the DB right to the ball.
So that's a huge play for Windsor just to keep that momentum going on their side, though.
Just keeps rolling downhill if you're a GGs fan right now. See how he had to throw that ball inside because of the pressure there on the replay? It's just not what you were hoping for.
Yeah, you can just see he didn't just extend that properly. It's almost like he threw, and as he extended his arm, he kind of just brought it across his body, and that's a tough throw to make.
Very, and you know, great idea with the play call, but Windsor was pretty ready for it there.
So Windsor now great field position on the 28-yard line of the GGs. They fake the handoff. Skelton is scrambling now and just throws it away.
Much better job in coverage on the GGs there on the back end, and gave that D-line time to get home. Skelton didn't really have anywhere to go with the ball in that one.
So second and 10 now. Let's see if the GGs can stop this mini little drive in its tracks.
Just looking for a spark on either side of the right ball right now if you're a GGs fan watching this game. Somebody's got to step up and make a play.
And the handoff on second and 10, not what you usually see. And John picks up about 4 yards, and we'll get the field goal crew coming in.
Yeah, it's just a read play. The GGs were light in the box, which means they only had 6 guys in there, so it's a favorable run look. And again, GG's D-line just gets off their blocks and makes a good play on second down. They were ready for it. A lot of times you'll catch D-line offside or not paying attention there and get a good run. So I like the call on offense, but great play by the GGs to be ready for it.
So Lancers now, we're trying to put a few more points up on the board here from 31 yards. Lidster. And the kick is good. So 29-7 your score now.
Yeah, like you said, that's 29 unanswered now for Windsor. GGs need to get some positive points on the board before halftime here.
Yeah, you can imagine that if things go as is, the two halftime discussions from each coach are going to look a little bit different, I would say.
Yeah, I think you're going to...
On one side, you're going to get the, what was that? And on one side, you're going to say, good job.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep it going.
And again, you've got a team coming off a bye where you expect a little bit more out of them, and I think Windsor will go into the locker room very pleased with how they came out in this game.
GG's taking the ball at their own 35-yard line. 2.5 minutes remain in this first half. And here's Lecandro. And the handoff goes to Pope, who spins around, makes a defender miss, but still picks up about 4 yards there on first down.
So again, GG's go 6-man front, kind of a run tell for them today when they've been in that 6-man front. And the TB that's responsible for that extra defender on the line, he just came flying in on a blitz. It's about the third time they've done that today. It just seems like an auto blitz for Windsor when they are in that formation. And they're just not able to get nearly as much production on first and 10 as they'd like.
So now we're looking at 2nd and 6. Time is running now, 2:15. Lecandro looks to his left. And...
oh. We're going to get a roughing the passer call here.
Yeah, so this looks like finally a penalty that's going to go in the GG's favor and help extend a drive on their side now.
Yeah, so that's on Colade Amuzman. He's the leader in sacks for this Windsor Lancers group and just got a little overzealous on that one. Waited for the ball to be gone and still made a hit.
Yeah. So you'll have to just take them where you get them, though, if you're a GG's fan. You've got a first down now.
15 yards is 15 yards at this point in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And you really need some sort of positive momentum now to keep this going. Ball's about midfield.
Boy, did that official throw his flag far. That was a long way back to go get that. Impressive stuff.
Hey, if there's scouts in the stands, maybe they need someone to throw it. And here we've got first down now. Another handoff to Polk, and pokes his way through to about 2 yards.
Yeah, I know a team that wears green and white about 8 hours from here that's looking for somebody to throw the ball this weekend. Lancer down on the field.
So 2:05 left in this first half. 2nd down and 7. And with a Lancer down, we'll take a quick pause. Second and 7 now here at TD Place. Play clock down to 3.
Gotta hurry.
And just in time now is Lecandro. Up through the middle. And fighting for those extra yards. We're going to be short of a first down, but it's going to be close. About 2 yards maybe, as a catch was made by Fournier, about 5-yard reception.
Yeah, Lecandro just kind of took what the defense gave him. They were in his own coverage behind, and there wasn't much available. You just hope that the guy can break a tackle and get that first down, and it wasn't quite there. Good tackle, a good initial hit in open space by number 10, Maceo Christmas.
And they're going to be going forward here. You kind of have to now, down 22.
Yeah, absolutely.
And clearly something different in here. You just saw Kevin Anderson come in. He's on the defense.
Well,
and they've got enough for the first down, but lots of flags down.
Yeah, so that's Matt Mahler running that, former quarterback, now receiver for the GGs, and had a good feel for that. And yeah, they brought in some beef with Anderson and a couple other D linemen. See what the call is.
And it's going to be offside on the defense, so we do get our first down.
Keep the ball moving. Got 80 seconds to go.
Plenty of time left here and about 40 yards to go. Two receivers on each side. You've got two backs in the backfield. Lecandro steps back, takes what the defense gives him, and that's poke just too high for him. Probably wouldn't have been able to do much with that either.
Nope, that is what we in the business call a hospital ball thrown there by Lecandro. Poke chipped and then released and put it up in the air, and I think if he catches that, it's not a great look for the GGs there. Probably happy with the clock stopping instead.
Yeah. So it stops at a $1:15 now. GG's down 29-7 again, trying to make something happen here. Ball on the 42-yard line. And here's the snap. And a little bit of a bobble, and Lecandro just takes off and is able to pick up about 5 yards. So really making a quick decision to just run it.
Yeah, it just hasn't been smooth for the GGs the last few series. You know, it's always been one little thing. There's just a little out of sync. With a young quarterback, you really got to do as much as you can to get his confidence up, and a bobbled snap on 2nd and 10 against this D-line just isn't going to cut it.
So Campbell Fair steps on his first field goal attempt, coming off a week where he made 5 attempts.
Like I said, any points before halftime is a welcome sight if you're a GG's fan, so you just hope that Campbell Fair can step up and be Mr. Automatic as he has been. We got a Windsor Lancer down again.
Yeah. So 3rd and 4, we're going to see about a 43-yarder or so, and a little bit of wind, but nothing like what we were seeing for that last field goal a few minutes ago.
No, and it's actually shifted completely. It was blowing the opposite direction as it was on the last field goal we had.
Yeah, a bit of a swirly day here, but it's a beautiful one here outside.
Great fall day. Can I say fall? Not quite fall yet.
Well, I mean, I guess kids are back in school, so you could say it's fall. That's the guideline for
5 official days until fall.
Yeah. We're close enough.
I'll take it. Round it up.
It's just like me saying there's a little over a minute left. So 44 yards here for Campbell Fair. Good snap. And the kick is good, so very strong kick here from Fair.
That had a ton of leg on it. A little bit of extra after the whistle there from Windsor. Campbell Fair didn't look too happy. It's a heck of a kick. He kicked that out of the back of the end zone before it landed.
That would have been good for much more than 44 yards.
Takes notes for later.
So 29-10 Windsor now up by 19. Minute left for Windsor to see if they can maybe get something happen here. It's tough, but not impossible.
No, still lots of time on the clock, and especially, you know, with inside 2 minutes, the ball will stop every time. The clock will stop every time you get a first down. So don't be surprised if Windsor looks to push this down the field in a hurry.
Skelton now. And he hands it off. Here's going to the outside. Lowers the head and rolls out of bounds. Picks up a couple of yards. That was Mumbo.
First time I think we've seen him today.
Yeah, he's usually out returning kicks alongside Cunningham, but this was his first carry. And lowering the boom.
Did a really smart thing to get out of bounds there and stop the clock on that outside run.
2nd and 8. Skelton fakes the handoff, finds his open receiver, and that's just pitching and catching for about 12 yards.
Yeah,
nice
way
first
too
down.
much room in that zone defense.
And that was Daniel Thrasher with the reception. So he's had a couple of 2nd and long conversions now, and Skelton just goes right back to Johnson now for another first down the left sideline.
Yeah, just again, found the soft spot in the zone and out route against zone coverage. Worked very well. It's a long throw. Skelton's in a little bit of a groove here now with these last 2 balls.
Yeah, and he's averaging almost 260 yards a game, so they're used to throwing the ball a lot, and you can clearly tell that that's what they're doing here, and they're doing it well.
Yeah, and there's a comfort level with what's being called. It's a little bit of poetry in motion right now.
On the 44-yard line now, the GG's side of the field. Skelton throws it left. Johnson again, he'll have enough for a first down, so again, picks up about 13, and we've got another first down near the 30-yard line.
Just a really easy route concept against zone coverage. Oh, Johnson might be down. He landed on the ball, maybe had the wind knocked out of him. I don't want to speculate, but it's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, as they take him off the field, we'll just take a quick pause here on OUA.TV. And we're back here, 29 seconds left in this first half. 1st and 10, the Lancers. They've gone down the field in 28 seconds. Skelton fakes it, but he gets sacked by the GGs for a loss of 4 here. Huge play for the GGs defensive line.
GGs finally changed up their defensive coverage. They pressed up at the line, brought pressure, and they just got home. Great job by that GG's front 7 when we needed them most. Believe that was Enes Fayed, sorry.
Yeah, I think so too. So 2nd and 14 now. And a huge play here right now because the Lancers can, you're on that edge of field goal territory. You just don't want to go backwards right now.
Yeah, and if you're the GG's fan watching this or a GG's player, you really, really want to make a play here. Like to go into halftime with something positive on the defensive side because you really haven't had it since about the middle of the first quarter. It's been pretty easy for Windsor to move the ball up and down the field.
Yeah. So we'll see what gets called here for Skelton.
They're in that max protection they were in the last time he threw a long touchdown.
And Skelton hands it off to Zorn, who's got a lot of open space. Does not pick up the first down, but does pick up about 10. So a nice carry right through the open gut.
Yeah, Windsor just, again, moving the ball at will. What did he get, 9 or 10 on that run on 2nd down?
I think 11, actually. They were 2nd and 14, now looking at 3rd and 3. So, yeah, picked up at 11. So that's a much easier field goal now, looking at about 31 yards. And here comes Litster now as time runs out in this second quarter, excuse me, for 31 yards. Litster knocks it through the uprights, so Lancers now regaining that 22-point advantage.
Yeah, and again, that's not what you wanted to see if you were a GG's fan. The defense just couldn't stop them. They went down the field in a minute and 5 seconds there.
Yeah, a little bit less than a minute, I think. It was quick, nevertheless.
If you're a Windsor fan watching this game from back home, you're very happy with the effort. You came in the game, nationally ranked opponent, big week, and you're just taking it to them in the first half.
Yeah. Anything holds like this, and Windsor will not be the number 9 ranked team for a while.
No, they'll be moving up in those standings, and we'll see what Ottawa has in the second half. I think there's a lot of intestinal fortitude in this team. I don't think they're going to go down without a fight.
No, and they're going to take a kneel down just to end this first half, and we'll go into the break here with Windsor up 32-10, back in 15 here at TD Place on OUA.TV.
99-yard challenge. We have 4 contestants with us today, each trying to gain the upper hand in the contest to walk away with a pair of Ottawa Sense tickets. The rules are simple. Starting from the 11-yard line, the contestants will have 4 throws to make, sending the ball 99 yards downfield to the goal line. Whoever gets the ball closest to the 99-yard line wins the prize. However, if the contestant's ball ends up sending the ball past the goal line into the end zone, then they lose automatically. Is everyone ready? On your marks, get set, go! Ooh, nice long throw there.
And here we go, third quarter action here at TD Place. The University of Ottawa GGs taking the kickoff now from the 5-yard line, and they get some speed, and Asselin trying to bump it out to the outside, finding some space, and ends up getting stopped at about the 27-yard line. So Lancers now 32 for Windsor, 10 for you Ottawa GGs. And Joey, what was the good and the bad here for the first half?
Well, if you're a GG's fan, the good was you kept the nation's leading sack group off the board. You had 0 sacks in that first half. The bad is you haven't been able to move the ball since your first drive, and you're down 22 points to a team that wants to pin its ears back.
So down 22 points. Let's see if they can make something happen here. It's Amilcar Polk trying to hike it out to the outside, picks up about 1, so not doing much here. Now only up to 44 yards on the day for Polk. Yeah, and a paltry 5 yards of carry from which we're used to for him. So Windsor obviously has a game plan coming in. They're not going to let Polk beat them. They strung out another run right there, and it's going to be up to our new starting quarterback to beat them with his arm if they want to get back in this game. Yeah, Lecandro, his second start, third appearance of the season right now.
Here comes pressure again from Windsor.
Second and long now. He's going to have to get this one out quick, and he does, but not sure who he was throwing that to. It was closest to a Lancer defender, and that's going to result in a punt.
Yeah, again, that's not where you want to live if you're the GG's offense. You don't want to be in second and long. Cover 0 is not your friend. Too many guys there to block, and young quarterbacks are going to make tough decisions like that too.
And that was the pressure that got to him there. Just had to get the ball out quickly. And here we've got the punt team on, and we've got the returner now standing on about the 36-yard line.
Ooh.
And that is going to go, looks like nowhere, but ends up going to about the 43-yard line now, and that was Liam Talbot.
Great special teams tackle by Max Charbonneau. He was getting held there. I'm surprised the flag didn't come out. You can see it on the return right here. He's holding him as he makes that tackle. It's a great show of strength right there.
So now Lancers. Mostly good, I would say, in this first half. Not really much bad on their offensive side.
No, they had that one drive that stalled out, but other than that, they've been able to move the ball pretty efficiently. The defensive back injuries for the GGs have made this a pretty easy game for Danny Skelton to push the ball down the field. He's 12 of 15. Quick math on that is he's slicing and dicing right now.
Yes, I think that is mathematically accurate.
Yep, stats guys come at me in my DMs.
So Zorn there with the carry, picks up 4 yards.
And I think you'll see a lot of this in the second half from Windsor. Is they're going to try and establish their run game, get this clock going down, and just burn this clock down as quick as they can, get out of here with a win.
Yeah, I'd say that you're right there. So up 22. I mean, this is a 3-score game, and now it just becomes a time waster here potentially here for them. But Skelton here drops back.
Easy throw.
Yeah, beautiful slant in, and picks up about 12 yards there.
Yeah, again, he's throwing the ball 75% completion right now. There's no pressure. It's a quick slant, pitch and catch.
And that was Ginn on the reception.
Yeah, it's one of the first times we've called his name today. The first time, actually, for a leading receiver for this team. And we've seen that exact throw a couple times from Ryan Lecandro, and he just missed it. Like, it's the difference between a veteran quarterback and a starting quarterback in the OUA.
And a little bit of a dangerous throw there, but a nice completion and yards after the catch. That's a great play there by Justin Amoa.
I got to talk to Danny Skelton after this game. Every time I try and compliment him, he tries to make me look bad with just a little bit too much air under a throw. What a catch, though.
Yeah, a little too much air, but that was a great recovery by Amoa. So making the quarterback look good, that's the receiver's job.
So that was Kevin Victom on the tackle. We saw him playing safety at the end of the half. So again, the GGs are shuffling their DBs around, trying to find the best mix right now.
John with the carry picks up about 3 yards in for Zorn, but we're getting that one going to be coming back as we've got a holding call on the offense.
Yeah, Max Charbonneau just shot through the gap, and they had no choice but to hold him. I'm not getting tired of saying his name, but I'm just happy to be saying his name. He is everywhere on the field for this GG's defense. Draft pick of the BC Lions, I believe, if my memory serves correctly.
I think it was the Winnipeg.
Was it
It was
Winnipeg?
Winnipeg, yeah. So, good call. I think it was, yeah, Winnipeg. I want to say 5th round, but I could be wrong there.
No, I'll give you that one.
It wasn't Ottawa.
No.
So it wasn't a red black.
Well,
so.
you see, they have a maximum number of GGs they can draft.
Yeah. Skelton now to the left side. Little wide receiver screen and picks up about 5 yards there, but they were looking at 1st and very long, so we'll be looking at 2nd and a little bit less long now, 15 yards or so.
Trying to make it manageable, right? Or you're hoping that he can break that and pick up a big yardage, but you'll take that if you're a Windsor fan. Just make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, so we're on about the 40-yard line, so we're really right on the edge of field goal territory now. Again, a few yards, and then you can turn this into a 4-score game.
Which is worst case scenario if you're a GG's fan.
Yes.
Right now, in Ottawa.
Skelton now 2nd and 15. Ball on the 40. 5 minutes or so have passed in this 3rd quarter. Skelton now looks to his right.
That's
And-
not what you want.
Yeah, and that's a great pass.
Good tackle.
Great tackle there. Picks up about 10. That was Giovanni Cunningham. And now down to about the 29-yard line. Much more manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, he really bailed his teammate out there. Tolu Ahmed just whiffs on the tackle and got lucky that he didn't get the 1st down there. It was a great open field tackle on a very shifty receiver.
And we've seen a few of those now where the ball's gone to the outside and the receiver's coming back to it and then just kind of works around the defender and you make one man miss and you've got some space to work with.
Yeah, it's the beauty of the CFL field size, right? Like when you get athletes one-on-one in space, the better athlete's going to win a lot of the times, and that's a really tough position for a DB to be coming downhill like that, try and make a play.
So the field goal attempt here for Lidster. And the kick is good, so he's 4 for 4 on the afternoon here, and Windsor's now up 35-10.
Yeah, just a clean drive coming out. You know, they get a 2-and-out on the GGs and work about 4 minutes off the clock on that drive. It's a recipe for success if you're a Windsor Lancers fan.
So pretty much a textbook start here for Windsor. Not the touchdown, obviously, that you'd be looking for, but you get the stop on defense, then you go down and get a field goal, extend this lead, and now we'll see if the GGs can just start chipping away now. They got to get something working.
Double pass, he's open.
And that's wide open. A beautiful play. First to Mahler, and now down we've got a touchdown. GG's.
Great play call. You had to do something different, and you got to go into your bag of tricks, and it worked out.
And that's Nicolas Gendron with the long touchdown. And, you know, I meant to say something. I saw Mahler throwing on the sidelines, and I thought, oh, maybe they're doing something. They're going to bring him in. Little did I know that that was what's going to happen.
Spidey senses were tingling, huh?
They were, you know.
That was a great play call in that situation. Mahler even took a big lick on that, so great throw, and that's kind of the spark you need. So now you need the defense to go out there and get a stop and get you the ball back right away.
And Campbell Fair here coming in for the extra point.
Moved early, didn't call it.
Yeah, we do get a flag moving early, but we'll see. So that is at least a huge 75 yards and quick too. You needed something quick.
Yeah, and
4 scores is not going to come
You
fast. But
finally
you need one.
see it. There's a little bit of energy on that GG sideline now. They
Yes.
got a little bit of life now. They're all kind of moving around a little quicker. They're a little more excited. So let's see if that defense can. They were out there for a long time before this, so they've got to catch their breath really fast and get back out there. But you hope that they can just absorb that energy and make a play and get the ball back for you again.
And Gendron was open, and I'm going to describe to you open here, meaning there was nobody in sight lines of him.
Yeah.
If I caught that ball there, I could have made it into the end zone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the referee on the far side of the field was the closest physical person to
Yes.
him. Yeah, that was just a complete blown coverage by Windsor, which is to be expected. They've had their ears pinned back. They haven't had to be tested deep today. You know, Ryan Lecandro hasn't had the ability to push the ball, so you just kind of caught him sleeping, and it was nice to see.
And that's the thing with having someone like Mahler lined up as a receiver, but former quarterback, so he knows how to throw the ball. And you have the opportunity to throw in a couple of those trick plays. So now we got the kickoff here, 35-17, 9:14 left in this third quarter. GG's some energy now and some excitement on the sidelines, and we've got a big kickoff here.
Big kick.
And Cunningham gets it from about the 6-yard-line and ends up working his way out of bounds at about the 24-yard line.
You'll take that if you're the GGs. He's had a couple of big ones on you today, so you push him to the sidelines, get a quick return, and get that defense out there and hope they can start rallying to the football.
Yeah, so now this is a big moment for the GG's defense because you get that first score that you need, and
we got a penalty too.
Yeah, so it's coming back even farther now. So again, another time where a penalty could really help you out here. Likely going to be a hold, but
starting to feel that momentum needle tick a little closer to the GGs here.
Yeah, so back to the, let me see, 8-yard line here. So yeah, 15-yard penalty and huge opportunity here.
So let's see what defense coordinator JV Posey Audette dials up here. They've really had no problem moving the ball. You've got to give them a different look at some point.
Skelton sends his receivers. A low snap gets handed off to John, who works his way through the inside of the defense, picks up, looks like he's about just short of that first down.
Again, they're just finding different ways to do it, whether it's Joey Zorn or through the air with Danny Skelton or John up the middle. Like they've got so many weapons right now, and it's really hard for the GGs to figure out where it's coming from.
Looked like he was a little bit closer to that first down marker. They marked him down early. Likely his knees were down, so that's only 7 yards. So we're looking at a second down and 3 yards to go. And they hand it off once again, John, and he is not going to make it. So here the defense coming up huge.
It'll be close.
It's going to force at least a third down. I can't imagine, even with 3rd and 1, that they'd go for it this deep into their own territory.
The one group I'm really impressed with today on the GG side of the ball is that defensive line has been stout up the middle. Every time they've needed to, they're doing a great job in run defense. The Windsor coaches next door are very irate at the ability of the GG's defensive line, and it looks like we're getting a punt.
Yeah, so this is huge. This is exactly what you needed if you're a GG's fan or player or coach, trying to get them a lot of movement out, getting them off the field.
Yeah, and if you're a Windsor fan, you're probably a little frustrated. That was probably the most conservative drive they've had of the day, where it was just 2 quick runs. But we saw the same thing happen to Ottawa when they took a penalty back inside their own end zone on a special teams play. So you just kind of shoot yourself in the foot, and you're unable to dig out, and you've given life to a team that needs it right now, that knows they have a chance.
And it looks like we're going to get a quick whistle here, likely coming back 5 yards here for delay of game.
Yeah, I think Windsor was hoping they could get the GGs to jump there, maybe get a quick first down with a bad penalty, and just a disciplined group up front, a couple high fives, and they're ready to go.
So once again now, 3rd and 6, 7:36 to go in this third quarter. Parker is back for the punt. All right, and once again now they're taking the play clock down, and Parker is going to take a knee.
Interesting.
So some free points for Ottawa now.
That's interesting. That makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, I don't really think I like that call.
No, it's very. We'll have to mark that. Take a little note there and mark that one down if the GGs are able to come back, because that changes momentum. They get the ball at the 35. It's a 2-score game now. That's a big decision.
You know, if that was a 1-point safety, obviously you know how it works, I'd say okay, but the 2 points, like you said, now it's a 16-point game. You go down, if you get a touchdown here, obviously big ifs. You get a touchdown, you get a 2-point conversion, and this is a very different game. So we'll see now. Momentum on the GG side, and we'll see what happens now. They're on their 35-yard line, now on offense. Lecandro hands it off to Polk, who's looking to find some space, picks up about 6 yards on first down.
Yeah, great job by that offensive line moving the right side of the defensive line. Just gave Polk enough room to pick up 6. That was just a really gutty run when you needed it most.
So big play here now on 2nd down. They want to keep this momentum going. They really need a 1st down. Let's see what they dial up now. They've got 3 receivers on Lecandro's right. They've got 1 here on the bottom of your screen.
Blitz coming off the edge. Run right into it. Oh, good job, Pope.
Huge play by Amilcar Pope, just trucking.
Fired up.
Yeah, that's, you see it on the replay here. He just dropped the defender there. That was number 30 who could not make it happen. That was Sal Rapkopkia.
Yeah, and that's a name we've called a lot today. He's been all over the place, and football is a game of leverage. Low man wins, and Amilcar Pope showed you that was an explosive play.
And huge, too, because if he went down, that was going to be short of that 1st down marker. We do have a 1st down, new fresh set now. And Lecandro looking to his left. Throws it into the open space. Beautiful completion here. And Gendron once again now having a huge 3rd quarter.
You've seen him throw that exact ball twice today. He's got that ability to drop it over the top of the linebacker in front of the safety. Really nice throw.
Yeah, 25 yards for Gendron. So now on 2 catches, he's got 100 yards on the afternoon now.
Hope you have him on your fantasy team.
And he got that touchdown too, 6 points. So on the 39-yard line now, Lecandro looking left once again, having to run out and throw this one out of bounds. Just nothing happening here.
Yeah, just didn't see anything he liked in that zone defense. The Windsor covered it up nicely, got some pressure. Smart decision to throw it away.
And now they're looking at 2nd and 10 though, so another big play. That's the thing with this 3-down Canadian game, is each play just takes on an added importance here.
Always urgency to move the ball.
Poke in the backfield. Got Gendron, the bottom of your screen. He's looking his way. And he throws it, and that's an interception. Huge play by the Lancers. Looks like that one is Breton McDougall.
Yeah, they brought pressure again, and he tried to throw into where the pressure's coming from, which is what you're taught. Just didn't have, it wasn't a great throw. I think he threw it to the inside.
Yeah, it looked like there just maybe wasn't enough zip there to get it through. A little bit of a wobbliness, and the intended target was Malenfant, and that's a huge play for the Lancers defense.
And we've seen that a few times from Lecandro today, where he can't quite get the zip on the ball when the pressure's coming. It's just not quite been there for him.
Huge play, though. Huge play, and that's another one of those turning points that you talk about, because this was their drive that they needed. They were moving it down the field. They had gotten about 40, 50 yards, and you were hopeful, if you're on the GG side, that that would have resulted in some points at least.
Yeah, you ripped the brake on the momentum train right there. Just hard stop.
Yeah, and if you're in Ottawa, you know all about that on light rail here, so. I'd say too soon, but it's been open for 4 years, so.
I was gonna say, it's just constant, right? Ottawa's constant. So now if you're the GG's defense, rinse and repeat. You got to make 2 plays here again.
Yeah. And you have to think that, you know, after those 2 runs on that last play, you mentioned it was a little conservative. You can hear some frustration next door from the Windsor coaches up in the press box here. You might open up the playbook a little bit more. You've got more field to work with. You're on the 30-yard line. You're not pinned deep near your own end zone. So everything, the world is your oyster now if you're Danny Skelton.
Yeah, gas pedal down.
And fakes the handoff. He's got nowhere to go, though. Gets sacked for a loss of about 6.
Huge coverage sack. There was nothing open downfield. DBs did a great job, and the D-line got home. Like I said, that group has really impressed me today. Yeah,
you can see the pressure there, and that's Hildebrandt that took him down. Big play there from Riley, the 3rd year from Spencerville. So 2nd and 15 now. Once again, need another big play. for the GG's defense. And Skelton now backs up a little bit of a screen. And can they take Zorn down? They do. Picks up a couple of yards, well short of right around the line of scrimmage, we'll say, and that's going to be a punt.
Again, a little conservative on the play call. It's second and long. They didn't want to throw anything that could get them in trouble. But again, Max Charbonneau stepping up, making tackles in open space. Great play for the GG's linebacker.
Yeah, at some point you're on the Lancer side. You need to be conservative because it is still a field position game. You still need to punt at 40 yards, 50 yards down the field. You can't afford those interceptions. So smart play in that respect, but here we've got the punt now. Aslay in GG's territory. He's standing on his 42-yard line.
Great punt.
Huge punt over Aslay's head.
Get on it.
After 2 bounces, he gets it, and he's at least got some speed. He's back up to where he's going, and he's got some space. So huge return, about 25 yards, but still inside their own 50. So just such a big punt. Sometimes the risk with the big punts.
Yeah, it's called out-kicking your coverage, right? You kicked it too far, and your guys couldn't actually stay in their lanes and get in their lanes long enough, and that's the end result. It's all set up a certain way, and when you don't execute, that's kind of what happens, especially on a CFL field.
So on the 48-yard line now, let's see what Ottawa can do now. They've had a couple of nice drives in this quarter. Their offense has been much, much better. We'll see if they can continue and if Lecandro can avoid any costly mistakes. Here's Pope with the carry. Makes a couple of defenders miss, just bouncing off and just fighting for every inch. Picks up about 3 yards.
Yeah, really should have been tackled in the backfield there. Windsor had a defender blow through untouched. And like you said, he just pinballs off people for a good gain on first down.
That's that low center of gravity right there for Polk. His official weigh-in at 5'10", so
6 tackles he broke on that run. That's incredible.
So 2nd and 7 now. All the action here on the bottom of your screen. He's got 4 receivers. Lecandro likely looking to his left.
Look out.
And that's a huge hit. Big sack for the Lancers.
That's number 20, I think, on the hit.
Yeah.
Esteban Asibodadzi coming on a corner blitz.
And you just can't do anything about that if you're Lecandro. And that's the one worry sometimes. As a huge hit, you can't dial that one up much better, and a clean takedown too.
It comes down to operation and practice, right? So the more they do it, the better they get at it.
Skelton now throws out to his right, and out of the outstretched arms of his receiver, who slams the ground. Cunningham does, and probably wanted that one back.
I don't think they were on the same page there. Cunningham was coming a little inside, and I don't know if the ball just sailed on Skelton. They just weren't quite in sync on that one.
Nonetheless, it is 2nd and 10, 1:30 left in this 3rd quarter. Windsor up by 16 here at TD Place in the nation's capital. Sends his receivers. He's got 3 to his right. He's looking to his right, going right back to Cunningham, who gets tackled for about a 3-4 yard gain, and in comes the punt team once more.
Yeah, great close and tackle in space by Jerry Delorme there. He came out of nowhere and just laid a big hit. Things are tightening up a little bit here.
Yeah, this defense has been very, very, very strong for the GGs. Seems like they made some adjustments in that halftime, and they've come out strong.
Yeah, they had some time to talk about how they wanted to line up on the back end. As I said already, they moved a couple guys around, and it seems the puzzle pieces have fit together a little better. Was that 14 down?
Yeah, Cunningham, but back off under his own power. Good to see. So in comes the punt team here, Parker.
2 returners back for the first time today.
And off it goes. And Esselane takes it on the run, able to get it past midfield. So he's given them good field position now inside the Lancers 50.
Yeah, doing his job there. He caught that on the run with a head of steam and just picked up what he could. It was a really nice return. That was probably the worst punt of the day. It was a little bit of a high snap. He couldn't get his rhythm down, and it was a bit of a line drive.
So we just have a Lancer down on the field, so we'll take a quick pause here on OUA.tv. First and 10 now for U Ottawa. Lecandro on the 48-yard line. Hands it off to Polk, who's got some space to move. We do have a flag down in the backfield, so I think this is going to be coming back, but if it doesn't, it is a touchdown.
I'm not sure if it was offside or if they're going to get a hold. Yeah, it's going to be a touchdown.
It is going to be a touchdown. Great play. It's an offside, declined, and well, get the excitement now. There's the touchdown for the GGs.
Now, do they go for two? It looks like they're signaling two. That was an outstanding run. Amilcar Polk showing why he's one of the best running backs in the nation.
And that's a huge play, and that's the big playability that you have and that we've seen here. And there's Polk just working out to the left side, finding the hole, and then just outrunning all the defenders. And
you don't get it much easier than that. He was barely touched on this run. What an outstanding run. And things just get a little tighter on the Windsor sideline if this two-point convert goes through.
Yeah, 35-25 the score. Now you go for this 2 points, makes it an 8-point game. 22 seconds left in this third quarter, and we'll see what they do here. On the 5-yard line, the ball now. Lecandro. Poke in the backfield. 3 receivers on his right.
Bringing heat.
Got some pressure, and one-on-one.
Oh, what a... No.
And just out, not able to corral that was number 11 for the GGs. That's Robin Koliu.
A lot of hand fighting there, and I thought he got away with the grab or two on that one myself.
Yeah, a lot of contact there, but no call. Play to the whistle, and not the end of the world. You're still looking at 10 points. So touchdown and a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-risk play there.
Yeah.
It's a one-score game or a two-score game. At some point, you're going to have to score again. So the math and the analytics crowd love that play.
I hear they're in your DMs.
They are.
Yeah. But this was huge, though. This third quarter pretty much couldn't have gone any better for you, Ottawa, because you needed to score, and you need to score quickly.
And they did that twice, and they held Windsor to 3 points. So you can't really ask for much better, and don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to have a heck of a fourth quarter and a finish here.
Yeah, they're definitely making it interesting now. 35-25 as the GG's getting set to kick this one off.
Yeah, and if you're Windsor now, you go back to what was working in the first half. Danny Skelton's got to get it going again with his arm, and you got to give the ball to Zorn up the middle. The outside stuff, again, not working real well. So time to get back on your offense.
And here comes the kick now. A low line driver. And out of bounds here on the 6-yard line.
Not what you wanted there. That's going to give them really good field position. I wasn't sure if the returner touched that.
Yeah, it almost looked like it deflected off, but I guess it didn't. If it deflected off him, I'm sure he would have tried a little harder to get that.
Just not the greatest kickoff in that moment.
No. But the way that your defense is playing in here, we're going to just see the quick replay here a little bit later maybe, but again, just rolling out of bounds.
if it did hit him, he sold it really well.
Yeah. So ball now placed on the 40. That's what happens when you kick it directly out of bounds on the kickoff. So great field position now. We'll have a couple of plays here before the fourth quarter gets underway. Skelton hands this one off.
There he is again.
Yeah, and nowhere happening here, but we do get a whistle.
Mac Charbonneau, again, all over the place. Just reads his keys. He's there before Zorn is, meets him. Unbelievable play. Look at him. There he is again. Him and Kevin Anderson, side by side.
And that's a Mambo there. That was Mambo on the carry, but we're going to see this one coming down. This is a face mask on the Lancers. So
second, they called it loss of down too, so it's going to be 2nd and 25.
Second and very long. So it's going to be a huge, huge loss here for Windsor.
We've seen Windsor be ultra conservative in these situations in the second half, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Ottawa bring a little pressure here.
Yeah, I think that would be a good call here. Second, very long.
And then drop him back into zone.
Now they're bringing 4, but they do get some pressure. Skelton able to just throw this one out and had nowhere to go, so great play on the defense there.
Again, trusting your defensive line to get home and get pressure. Drop back in coverage, play coverage. Awesome job by the defensive line for the GGs.
So we're going to go to a quick break here on OUA.TV, and we'll be back for some fourth quarter action. And we're back here on OUA.TV for the fourth quarter. The GGs are getting set to get the ball back here, as we've got a 3rd and long and a punt on the way from the Lancers.
Jeez.
And that's Asselin with the return, but great coverage, and he's down at his own 45.
Brenton McDougall making his presence felt for the second or third time in this game. What a great open field tackle. Windsor was lucky this ball wasn't blocked. That punt wasn't blocked.
Yeah. And that would have been huge now as the GGs try to make this comeback. It's 35-25 now. So they're down 10. It's a 2-score game.
Yeah, I think you just be patient and run your offense. It's been working in the second half. There's no need to, panic or be overly urgent or try and force anything. It's been working. Let Amilcar or Polk cook, as they say, and away we go.
And there goes Polk with the carry, and he's over 100 yards on this afternoon.
Which is to be expected.
It is.
Good 5 yards there. You put your quarterback in a manageable situation now and hope that you continue to move the chains.
2nd down and 5 now. Polk steps off for a quick breather. Lecandro looking to his left, finds a very open John Hall, another big play. And down at the 30-yard line.
GG's moving the ball with ease in the second half. Just a great job finding space, sitting in the zone, and picking up an easy first down.
That's 3 huge plays for Jean Hall. Up at about 130 yards on the afternoon now. Ball's on the 30-yard line, so now you're in field goal range, and you need 2 scores, so you got to be careful with the ball here.
Yeah, again, just keep running what you're doing. Don't force it. Don't panic.
And there's a high snap, but it gets going to Amilcar Polk and fighting, and picks up about 7 yards.
He's got to be such a frustrating player to play against because you think you have him about 3 different times on that play, and he just keeps churning his legs.
Yeah, and there's a reason why he's one of the best backs in the nation.
It's just demoralizing if you're a defense going against him.
So 2nd and 3. Do you just go right back to Polk again?
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, don't stop what's working, and if you're not, make sure it's something where it looks like he's going to get the ball, a little play action. I think that's your best course of action right here.
So just had a quick Lancer just walk off the field on his own power, which is another good sign. But again, now we're back in action here, and now the play clock gets going now, so 20 seconds. The game clock now 12:40. So the time is not the friend of the University of Ottawa GGs right now. The 4th quarter is underway. And Lecandro, 2 receivers on his left, 1 on his right, and they do bring it to Polk, but he has nowhere to go, stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
So again, not the worst case scenario. You're going to get to kick your field goal here, get this to a 7-point game. If you make it, again, Windsor was ready for it. They loaded up on the line and just poked through and couldn't get through for his blocks.
So here comes Campbell Fair now in. He's made a couple of field goals today and now lines this one up from about 30 yards. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good. So huge one now as Windsor now 35-28. Their lead now down to 7.
Yep, and it's all you needed if you're the GGs right there. Pressure is squarely on the shoulders of the Windsor Lancers.
And you can start to feel the energy. You can start to feel and see it on the sidelines, the belief that we can make this comeback now for the GGs, which is as important as anything.
Yeah, I mean, that sideline was about as dead and down by the middle of the 2nd quarter as I had seen, and they're right back in this thing now.
So now they have to make another stop on defense now, but again, Danny Skelton trying to make something happen for Windsor now, looking to his left.
Oh!
And an interception for the GGs. And there's Cruikshank, able to bring it back down. Huge play. And that ball is now down on the 14-yard line. excuse me, Eric Cumberbatch at the 8-yard line. Wow, down even lower.
So that's just an adjustment that the defense has made. They have run that play to the out so many times today that the GG's finally said, we're going to jump it. We're going to be there. You're not going to get this quick little out on us again for a quick return. Excellent adjustment by the Ottawa U coaching staff.
And big play from Eric Cumberbatch, third-year defensive back from Alexandria. So this is a huge opportunity now for the GGs. And you see it here, just Skelton just threw it maybe with a little bit less zip than he would have liked, and Cumberbatch just jumped the route.
Big, long arms when able to go up and extend and get it. And you can see the jump in the GGs now.
And Lacandra now lines up, drops it off to Amilcar Polk, who has nowhere to go, maybe a yard. And now we're looking at second down and goal.
And you got to wonder if they're in 3-down territory here. You know, the defense is playing so well. Do you try and go 3 shots at this to get yourself tied? And if not, trust your defense again? Or do you take the points and get even closer?
Yeah, well, we're going to have to see. It all depends really on what happens here on second down. Always super important. We just do have a quick, we'll take a quick pause as a Lancer is down on the field. And here we go now, 2nd and 7, a huge play for the GGs now. Lacandro out of the gun, 3 receivers on his left, 2 on his right. Polk in the backfield, breaks out to his right, but he looks left, and a low throw.
Had him.
Could that have been tipped maybe?
It must have been.
Because it was quite low.
Had to have been tipped, right?
Yeah, and I think they're going to bring on the field goal unit, which I think is the right call.
Yeah, 7 yards might be a little too much at this point.
If they would have picked up 5 yards,
Yep.
I would have agreed and said, let's go for the touchdown here. But I think this is the right call, especially considering there's so much time left. Windsor can put some points up on the board.
And
so
you've got to trust your defense. They've been lights out in the second half here.
Campbell Fair from 14 yards. The kick is good, so we're 35-31 the score now with 10.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
Just keep taking those points off turnovers. That's all you need in this battle right now.
Huge plays though, and a great stop though from the Windsor defense.
Yeah, if you're a Windsor fan, that is best case scenario there. You still have a lead, and that is, at the end of the day, doesn't matter how many you win by as long as you get the W at the end of the day.
So now it is 35-31. Windsor now, that big lead has been pretty much evaporated now. And Skelton, their quarterback, will get a chance to extend maybe their lead. And that's a good start, a nice carry from Joey Zorn, picks up about 8 yards.
It's the first time we've really seen him in the second half stick his foot in the ground, get downhill, and pick up a big chunk of yards.
Second down and 2. And that's going to be an offside.
Yep,
So free play, and we get that easy pitch and catch for a first down.
Gigi's tried to blitz there, tried to jump the snap, and we're a half second early.
And you saw the attempt there. You saw this bringing some pressure, but again, and while it was 2nd and 2, you can't afford those simple errors.
No, and that was Mark Rondeau coming on the blitz and just couldn't quite get there. Okay, a little early. Sorry, not couldn't get there, just early.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about this. After they went 7-7, you called for a shootout. I just don't think we got it the way we thought we would.
No, we didn't. It was more of a one team under heavy pressure. And then now they're fighting back. It's not just the back and forth.
No, it's we got just about 70 points on the board, and not in the way we expected it after those first 2 drives.
And pitch and catch, easy completion, picks up about 9 yards there. That's Shane Johnson.
Yep, Windsor's gone back to some of their bread and butter plays from the first half here, just trying to settle things down a little bit, I think.
Yeah. So 2nd and 1, timer now at about 9 minutes left in this 4th quarter. But the Windsor Lancers are driving, going right to left on your screen. And they hand it off to Zorn, and he's got enough for the first down and a few extra yards for good measure.
Yeah, Windsor just exerting their will on this drive. Just a big, if you want to call it, make a metaphor for this drive, it's a big, deep breath for that entire sideline.
First down now and 10, 8:40 to go. So now we're going to be watching the clock very, very closely. Skelton out of the gun. 3 receivers on his left. 2 in motion. He's looking to his left, throws to his left, and a nice pass completed to Cunningham, and there's another first down.
Yep, and that's probably the 4th time they've run that play this year, or this game, and it's been open every time. So like I said, just back to their bread and butter, not doing anything complicated, just moving the ball like they did in the first half.
On the 36-yard line now, and this is why that field goal was so important, because you're already in field goal range now. And they hand it off to Zorn.
Good.
Gets met in the backfield and goes nowhere, so great play by U Ottawa.
Yeah, Ottawa's D-line just decided they were tired of all these run plays and blew it up in the backfield for a sizable loss and probably pushes them out of field goal range here. Well, they only called it a loss of 1.
Still, every yard counts now here. You're at the 37-yard line. There's 2nd down now, 2nd and 11. Huge play for Skelton. Looks down the middle. He's got an open receiver and a nice catch. We've got another first down.
Yep.
This one's Thrasher.
Again, just working those open spots in the zone. The safety's a half step late. Quick first down.
Zorn checking back into the game. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Zorn carry here.
Based on what we heard next door, yeah, that's a fair thought.
1st and 10.
Nope.
Fake to Zorn. And it looks like they're trying that little wheel route to Zorn.
Oh, great defense.
But good defense, exactly, yeah. And there was a nice attempt. They're going to the end zone, but we're looking at 2nd and 10.
Well, Zorn ended up being the target on this play, just not the way I think either of us thought. And again, Eric Cumberbatch with a great play out there in space. Great coverage. Zorn's down after that as well.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to those inside throws from Skelton. I mean, he's been finding a lot of open receivers 10 to 15 yards down the field, just finding that space in the defense. And down the middle of the field it seems to be more their bread and butter.
Yeah, like I said in the first half, when you have fresh DBs in there that haven't played together, sometimes the spacing's not quite right, the communication's a half step off, and that's all a quarterback at this skill level needs to find the opening.
Fans, make sure you start following the GG's football team on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to get the latest GG's information.
So 6:22 left in this fourth quarter. Huge play here, probably the play of the game here for the GG's defense. You really have to hold them to a field goal. Skelton, the Lancers quarterback, looking at 2nd and 10.
Still waiting to blow the play in.
Yeah. Slow going here. And there we go. There, they're blowing the play in. So, here we go. Huge play here. Skelton hands it off, or fakes the handoff, faked me out to John. And we get the pass complete. And that's Ginn. Caught inside the 10. Another first down.
Really smart play designed by Windsor there. They move the pocket for Danny Skelton, gets him out in space, and he makes a great throw on the move to his favorite receiver in front of Jerry DeLorme for an easy first down. Windsor's answered the bell here on this drive, Chris.
They have. And it wasn't looking good for them. I mean, obviously they had this big lead, but it was not looking good. Things were not going their way. They've really calmed things down. They've taken the energy back, and now huge plays, and that looks like it's going to be Zorn, but
Best play of the game again.
you can't say it 3 times, but a huge decision now coming for Windsor.
Well, I'll say it then. This is the biggest play of the game if you're a GG's fan.
Yeah.
I can say it, right? Does
You
it
can
count?
say, yeah, it's twice for me, once
Yeah.
for you. Now, it's marked on the 1-yard line.
Heavy package stays in again.
You've got John in the backfield. A couple of fullbacks in. He goes under center, Skelton does. QB sneak, works out to the left.
Backup quarterback.
Excuse me, yeah, it's number 17, Nick Dimovsky. And the touchdown for the Lancers now.
Big touchdown drive for the Lancers that took good 5 minutes off the clock and resulted in points. So back to a double-digit lead for Windsor.
And that was huge because you saw maybe the QB sneak coming, but he went out to the left, and they've got the touchdown, and now it's back to a 2-possession game.
Yeah, they seem to like that with their QB sneak. That's, I think, the 3rd one, if memory serves, where they've gone to the left like that today. So obviously something they've seen in the GG's defense, that's the spot to go. And at a vital time, they get a big score.
So here comes the extra point shortly.
It's a big extra point.
It's huge because it makes it an 11. I think, did that hit the window of the car? Or
I think it did, yeah.
it hit maybe the front headlight.
Replay of it.
No, I don't think it goes that far. So, anyways, though, the point was good. 42-31 your score now. And we'll get a kickoff here, hoping GG's fans will be hoping for a nice return.
Yeah, I mean, that's the next big play, right, is can you give your offense a little bit of breathing room here? We've seen it on both sides where they've given them great field position on special teams and horrendous field position on special teams. So which group comes out right now for the GGs?
Asselin deep in his own territory now. He'll be the intended returner. And Parker sent to kick this one off. And a nice kick out to Asselin, who's got it at his own 2-yard line. See if he can make something happen going into a lot of traffic here. and works his way out past the 25-yard line.
Take that on a big kick like that.
So big plays here. You can't exactly expect some funny business like we saw with that Lecandro to Mahler to Gendron, but you like to think that they're going to be going upfield.
Yeah,
right?
they've got to look at that one area on the play sheet that is your chunk plays, because you can't go slow right now. You'd love to just hand the ball off to Amilcar and let him work his way down the field. You just don't have time for that right now. So going to put some on the young quarterback shoulders right here.
So we'll see what happens on the 27-yard line. It's been spotted. And Lecandro looks to his right and does hand it off to Polk, who makes the defender miss out to the 36-yard line, I believe. So it's a good start, at least to the drive. Picks up 9 yards.
Yeah, nothing over the top that he liked. Made the smart decision. Amilcar Polk does what he does and made a man miss. Picked up some extra yards.
So 2nd and 1. And they're going to quick sneak this one. I believe that they've got enough.
It wasn't pretty, that's for sure. You don't like to see your starting quarterback standing up like that on a sneak like this, but they got enough to move the chain.
So, again, at least they got that first down, which is important because you're going to need some first downs.
First down is the most important one of the drive.
But you've knocked off about a minute here, so you've got to keep moving quickly.
Yep. Probably one more play before the 3-minute warning.
So Lecandro now sends his receivers. And he's got some pressure, fumbled, but recovered by the back in the backfield. Amilcar Polk dropped on that one.
They were trying to set up a fake screen, and they were going to throw it over the top to the blocker, but it was well covered downfield by the Lancers, and the pressure didn't help the situation with the big hit there.
Yeah, you can just see it on the replay here. Number 6 on the Lancer side, that's Colad Amouzon, just able to work around the edge and just hit Lecandro from behind, who just didn't see him coming.
No, that's the guy that has 5 sacks on the year for Windsor. He's been quiet today, so he knew he was going to make his presence felt at some point. Just poor timing if you're a GG's fan.
So 2nd and 17, huge play here. You got to make something happen from long range here. Lecandro is going to have to run this himself and gets back to the line of scrimmage, but just nowhere to go. And on 2nd and 17, not anywhere what you needed to do.
And we're going to punt. Wasn't sure if they would go for it.
I'm a little surprised.
Same. Yep.
There's only 2.5 minutes left. I'm not sure if anybody told Coach Belfoy that. Because this would seem to be a prime opportunity where you're in 3-down territory, even when you're on your own side of the field.
Yeah, not a lot of discussion about it either, so not sure the thought process here, but...
Then again, I'm not a former CFL coach. I'm not a former Vanier Cup winning coach.
We're up here, he's down there.
Yes. We let them make their decisions.
We will be skeptical, but we cannot make that really determining decision. He saw something there. He trusts his defense. Maybe they'll get a turnover and put things back the other way.
Yeah, that would be the plan, and we'll see what happens here. We just had a quick pause here because there was a Lancer on the field, but down on the field. They're coming off now. We've seen a lot of that today, but now we'll be looking at 3rd down and 10 with 2:35 left to go. And the punt team is on.
I would be alert to a fake punt if I were Windsor, but that also doesn't seem like the best.
So we just wait as they sort things out now. We'll get the referee make the call. And it's going to be a personal foul on the Lancer, so that it will push them back. So big plays, because that's an extra 15 yards that you gained off that punt.
Yeah, now you're in the shadow of your goalpost. It's a scary place to be. You've thrown a pick from almost this exact spot, so some demons popping up in Danny Skelton's mind right now, I guarantee that.
So on the 16-yard line. And refs just making a couple of conversations here.
Planning where they're going after the game.
We do have a flag, and that's, I think that might be on the GGs.
Yeah,
it is
pass interference. He
you
was
can
there
see
a
it.
little early.
Yeah, and that's a killer.
Yeah, that might be it.
And that is huge. We're just seeing it on the replay here. Skelton was under pressure. He threw it. The intended was for Ginn.
That's pretty bang bang. It's too bad.
You could just see Abouadjian and another defender there. And that's just tough.
Yeah.
So on the 28-yard line now as they get a new fresh set of downs. And you can imagine that here comes a run. And there is.
Great stuff by the GG's front again.
Zorn stuffed for maybe a gain of a yard.
I think the defensive line coach and the linebacker coach are going to be very happy when they watch this film. They played a heck of a game up front today.
And you don't normally think that when you give up 42 points, but there's a lot of good that happened on this defensive side.
Yeah, it honestly could have been worse. Like, Windsor's offense is not a joke and not to be taken lightly.
Just looking ahead to the upcoming schedule here for the University of Ottawa GGs next week. They're at Western taking on the Mustangs. That's going to be a tough one on Saturday. And then the week after, back home in the National Capital Region, home team Carleton Ravens, Panda game.
Yeah, I mean,
right back here.
Next 2 weeks don't get any easier for the GGs. Going to Western is never easy. And then Panda, you never know what's going to happen in Panda.
No, that Panda's a very, 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 storied rivalry, of course, but you got some. Both teams really want that one.
Always, always. It's not just one game in the OUA standings. It's pecking order for the rest of the year in Ottawa.
So here comes second and down now. 2nd and 9. Skelton sends his receivers, rolls to the right, throws it short.
Clock stops.
An incomplete pass, clock stops, so minute 55. So they weren't able to get that much time off the clock, but safe possession, and they'll punt it back.
Yeah.
They basically got the field position back that they lost for that personal foul.
Yes.
So, and they got it due to another penalty, pass interference. But
I think the one thing we haven't talked about enough today is Windsor's looking to end a 7-game losing streak to Ottawa. Like, this is a rivalry that Ottawa has or not a rivalry, a matchup that Ottawa has dominated. So this is a big step for the Windsor football program.
And they played last year in the OUA quarterfinals where the GGs came back.
Ooh.
And there's a block. And there's a block. And there's a huge play.
And they're going to get it no yards on.
And that is a huge play. So that's exactly what the GGs needed, the blocked kick. I wasn't sure who got their hands on it.
And Philip, we see a replay. That was unexpected. What a play. Brad Miller's got to be proud of his special teams group right there.
Yeah, tough to see.
I think it might have been Max. I think it was 83. I think it was Max in Malaphone.
Oh, it was picked up, but the catch at least was by Kevin Victome. So big play by Kevin.
Huge play.
And so now this game shifts.
Yeah. The commentators jinx appropriately timed talking about a losing streak.
So now the ball on the 15-yard line after that no yards penalty. 2-score game. GGs will be looking to take this one into the end zone. That's the goal here. Lacandro.
Gotta beat him with your arm.
Looking to the end zone. He throws it on to his right, just too far for Avery. And now they'll be looking at 2nd down.
I'm not sure Avery ever saw that ball. He didn't really look like he had any idea of where that ball was.
Well, and it was a little bit over his
Definitely
outstretched arms anyways as well. Like, he was not catching that one.
No, it's hard to readjust when you don't get that initial view of the ball, and I just don't know if he thought it was coming to him.
So now 2nd down and 10. Minute 44 left. GG's down 11. They're going to need 2 scores. This is going to be the chance for their first one.
Can't take a sack here if you're Lacandro.
No, and he ends up stepping outside of the pressure.
He's got 14.
He's directing.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was a catch.
and they are going to call it a completed pass. So it picks up about 7 yards, and now what do you do? Do you take
Looks
the...
like they're going for it.
I don't know if I like this call. I mean,
think you take the points.
sounds like we're just too conservative
We very much
for
are,
this,
yeah.
but we'll see. This is the game now. 3rd down and about 3 yards. Lecandro, and they hand it off to Polk, who doesn't go anywhere, gets stopped.
Interesting series of play calls down here inside the 10-yard line.
And a nice tackle by Dakare Mungainbox.
He's been all over the place today.
Yeah, huge play. So I think some questionable maybe decisions here late. Might have cost Ottawa a couple of points and a chance. I mean, we can obviously see what happens here. They would have needed to get the ball back anyways, but some tough decisions.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's always going to be 20/20, right? We get to sit up here and critique it and be skeptical, but yeah, you wonder what would happen if they take the points there. Do they get the onside kick? Do they hold them out again? It's hard to say.
And the carry here on 1st down for the Lancers picks up about 2 yards.
But you can fully tell on the sidelines for the GGs right now, all that energy is gone. That is a listless group right now.
Yeah. So 2nd down and 8. We've got a minute left now in this 4th quarter. Ball's on the Windsor 12-yard line. And Skelton hands it off. And John has got a little bit of space to go, and he picks up a 1st down. A huge carry for Christopher John, which effectively puts the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, that should pretty much wrap this up. A couple kneels, and that should do it.
So I think overall, though, pretty good performance by the GGs. They had a rough 2nd quarter.
You got to be happy with the fight they showed in the 2nd half. A lot of teams at this level will just kind of lay down and die, and to put up 21 points, you know, they won the 2nd half. They won the 2nd half 21-10. So, you know, if you see them again in the playoffs, you're still got to have some confidence that you can compete.
And we're going to get a couple of kneel downs here to end this one. So that's going to be our final score, 42-31. But Joey, let's talk just quickly about how Windsor won this game. What do you think was the key for them?
I mean, they're a balanced offense. They have a quarterback that can throw the ball accurately down the field, as we saw on multiple occasions. They block well for their running back. They have a 2-headed monster at running back between John and Joey Zorn. So you can't really game plan one way or the other for them. If you load up the box, they're going to beat you downfield. So I just think they're a really balanced offense, and they're going to be a problem in the OUA for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Skelton almost 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, an interception. A big difference from Lecandro, who only had 8 completions. So I think there's where that big difference on offense comes from. And that's the end of this contest right here. 42-31, their final score. Windsor beating Ottawa by 11 here in the GG's 3rd game of the season. Windsor now moved to 4-0 on the year, where Ottawa now falls to 2-1. So for Joey Swarbrick, I'm Chris Curries. Thanks for tuning in here on OUA.tv, and we'll see you next time.